Instead of like, because you know how people say, oh my god, you say like a lot. Well, guess what? I'm going to say it in Indonesian now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel Dua Bahasa. Here I am interviewing two of my friends that are bilinguals and we want to see their experience in being bilingual. So if you guys would like to introduce yourselves first.
Hi, my name is Rita. I live in Melbourne, Australia, and I've moved here ever since I was 9 years old, and I am bilingual.
Hi everyone, my name is Shafa and I've never lived anywhere else other than Jakarta and Bogor. I'm currently a university student and I think I'm bilingual.
Okay, so before I actually start any of the question, I just remembered another questions that I want to ask. What languages can you guys speak?
I can speak. I don't know. Obviously, only two language. Can you guys speak anything else?
I can understand Korean.
Do you understand Javanese, Rifta?
I understand like spoken Japanese when it's like casual, but like very. I don't understand like written Japanese though.
What about you, Shafa?
I can understand Japanese a little.
Okay, so getting into the question, what does being bilingual mean to you? Let me ask this one first.
Bilingual means to me it's using two languages in your daily life and communicating with them.
Okay, what about you, Shafa?
I think it's the ability to be fluent in two languages.
So, by your definitions, do you think you are bilingual?
Yes, I do
Yeah.
think I'm bilingual.
And what is your experience in being bilingual? Shafa is living in Indonesia. Rifda is living in Australia. So, how often and when do you speak the two languages?
I speak English with my family as well because I grew up with English. Like that's kind of my main language. I'm like more fluent in it than I am in Indonesian. I try to include Indonesian words, so like I speak broken Indonesian and English combined.
Like what? Like what is
Oh,
broken
you know
Indonesian?
when like people say like a lot, like I did this today, and also like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I say like a lot, but in Indonesian. So I would be like to my sister, hey, can you do it kayak this? Like kayak
Uh,
mean kayak like I do it kayak, but
Okay.
I don't know why I got that from.
like the
Uh,
connecting words.
Instead of like, because you know how people say, oh my god, you say like a lot. Well, guess what? I'm gonna say it in Indonesian now.
what about Shafa?
All the time because well I started speaking English since I was in preschool, I think, and especially in elementary, my friends and the people around me would mix English and Indonesian a lot. So it's just kind of like ingrained in my brain. And like kebawa sampai gede, and people would be calling you so Inggris and stuff.
So when you use these two languages between English and Indonesian, are you conscious about the switch in language, or does it just come naturally?
It just comes naturally.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm with my family, who's obviously Indonesian, it comes naturally. But when I'm with my friends and like I slip out an Indo word, no, I'd be like really conscious. I'm like, I can't believe I said that to you in Indo.
So you sometimes do like apa ya,
Yeah, I say
keceplosan.
Yeah.
like you know when I say kaya, yeah, I say
Yeah.
that. With my
Oh, okay.
friends, I'm like, oh kaya this. And I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant like. Sorry about that.
So if you were to put it into percentage, how much out of 100% would you speak English and Indonesian? Like, for me, I would say I speak English 60% of the time and Indonesian 40% of the time. What about you guys?
I feel like my Indonesian is 55%.
Okay.
I feel like mine is 90 90%. No, that's too little. 85% English and 15% Indo. I mean, since that it's quarantine and I'm at home a lot, I feel like it's probably more, but like, if we take out quarantine, then that's probably what it is.
Okay.
Mm.
So, what was your first experience in language acquisition?
My parents they're English lecturers, so I remember like when I was little, they would speak English a lot, like to each other, like especially if they're fighting, so I won't understand. But they use like words here and there, but I couldn't form a sentence or anything because I was 9. No, I was like so young. But when I moved to Australia at 9 years old, that's probably when I started using English when I went to school.
What about Shafa?
I think like my
Like, do you
mom.
remember when you first started
Yeah, she put
using
me in an
English?
English speaking school when I was like 4. So I was like forced to speak English. It's very, very broken English.
She colonized your language.
Yeah.
Was it like, was it like a traumatizing experience for you? Because you
It
never know
is
this language before.
because I said some things that are like I still remember what I said. So I was absent that day, and the next day the teacher asked me, "Why were you absent yesterday?" And because I had a fever, but then I was like 4, and I don't know what a fever is in English. Like it was just like demam atau enggak badannya panas kan. So I just told her like, I'm hot.
Oh no. But like in your school, were you totally not allowed to say any Indonesian words?
Well, you're expected to speak English, and like the teacher was speaking English, but like since we're all like babies, basically, they slipped in some Indo words. Like they would say in
Okay.
English, and then they would translate it.
Okay. What about Rifta? When you first came to Australia, how shocking it was to, get people in your community suddenly speaking English to you when it was Indonesian previously.
I don't think it was shocking because I obviously expected it. I was moving to an English speaking country, so I'm like, okay, whatever, they're gonna like talk in a foreign language. But no, it wasn't that shocking. And like I didn't learn English. I just like adapted to it. Like, like I didn't study.
Hmm.
I just like adapted to my environment and what like.
Yeah, same.
Um, okay, going back to the topic of you guys having to adapt to the environment, how long do you think it took for you guys to actually be comfortable and be fluent in speaking Indonesian? Because I remember Rifda telling me this story once where when you were still in primary, a friend of yours asked, "Why were you so quiet?" And then you told your friend that because I didn't know English. So how long?
I don't remember telling you anything like that. Um, obviously, I don't know, but I know because when I first moved to Australia, I had to go to this language school, and like
Oh,
it's
okay.
how long you spend your time there because it depends like how much your English has improved. I remember the shortest amount of time a student could get out was like 6 months, and I remember I got out after 6 months, so I learned pretty quick, and
So
I
that
moved
was
to primary school.
so you had to go through that.
I didn't have to, I just wanted to.
Oh, okay. How long did it take for you to understand English when you were that young?
Uh, I think it's pretty quickly, like a year.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty quick.
I don't know. I mean, as a kid, I don't really know the concept of time. Like I just go to school every day,
True. That's
have
true.
fun.
When you first learned English, because both of you learned it like kecemplung kan. You guys were
Mm.
exposed immediately into an environment that is majorly English speaking. Did you guys have any resistance? Like any of your friends that are already speaking fluently gave you any, snide remarks about your inability to speak English? Did you feel that you were being ostracized? What were your experience?
No, no.
No.
I don't think kids are that nasty. No, nothing like that.
What about when you came back to Indonesia?
I had anxiety every time I had economics and maths.
Being friends with Shafa in high school actually helped a lot with my Indonesian acquisition. Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.